okay, so I need cash, I need to be famous, and what else do I need to build my own empire?
She is known by many names, Maria Ozawa, Miyabi, but one thing is undeniable. She is a legend in one of Japan's biggest and most controversial industries, JAV.
As you mentioned, you left home when you're 17, and I know that you went into the AV industry when you were 18.
Yeah.
She chose to build her own path, fully aware that chasing freedom and success meant risking her privacy and making the search for love far more complicated.
He would tell me that when you're going out to work, that means you're cheating on me. So I get to cheat too. And I'm like, what?
She's a risk taker, a dreamer, and the result, an empire built from the ground up, one decision at a time.
Oh, Maria Ozawa just wants to love.
Yeah, I just want to love.
You may not agree with every choice she made, but you should hear her story directly from her.
The Pillow Talk. Lights off, real talk on.
Hi dreamers, this is Jerry Salvador and welcome to the Pillow Talk, where dreams get unplugged. Here with us today is a very adventurous, liberated, and business-oriented woman. Let's all welcome Miss Maria Ozawa.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the Pillow Talk, Miss Maria.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we'd love to have you here, but before we start our chit-chat, let's have some snacks first.
Okay.
Here you can have some almonds and pistachio, and I'll prepare our drinks for
you.
us. You're welcome. So here, do you prefer lemon or some sakura flowered flavored sparkling?
I will try with sakura. I've never tasted sakura flavor before.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I noticed that also you're wearing black and white pajamas, just like me. So
Yes,
we're twinning.
twinning, yes.
Yeah. And I noticed that you have tigers
Mhm.
on there as well.
Yes, I love tigers.
Yes, I know that you do, but can you tell us the story of why you have a tiger tattoo and also the lily? And I know you have a clover on your arm as well.
Yes. Well, for the back, tiger, I had tiger first. And tiger means they're very loyal and they are very independent animal. And in the animal kingdom, of course, lion is like the king of the animal kingdom. But they, how do I explain this? It's like they gather in a group, right? And then there's the leader and then the female lions. But then for tigers, they're so independent and then they just like stick in themselves and then they do everything themselves. So I wanted to be independent and like a tiger. And I have Lily because Lily represents the beauty of womanhood. And there's a saying in Japanese, which I cannot translate in English. But yeah, so that's why I wanted to be independent and strong as a tiger and beautiful like Lily.
Yeah, that's so
That's the
beautiful. Like a strong, independent woman.
Yes.
Basically.
Basically.
Yes. And then the clover is for good luck?
Yes,
Is it?
yes.
Okay. Like luck in life.
Luck in life, yes.
Okay, that's nice to hear. And thank you for sharing as well. So as for my next question, what is a weird like food combination that you like?
Weird food combo.
I'll do that as I get an almond.
I don't know if I have a weird Before I tried, I saw in the internet, it was like trending from some Hollywood actor or actress. And it's like you put pickle juice in a Coke.
Oh.
And then you mix it with like any whiskey you like. And I tried that and I couldn't believe it. Like pickle juice and Coke, like I cannot imagine the taste, but when I tried it, it was so good.
Like kind of sour, like
Sour,
tart?
yes,
Yeah.
ish.
Oh.
And then the whiskey kicks in and it's like the perfect mismatch. And I was like, since then, I'm like so addicted to that.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That sounds really refreshing, actually.
Please try it. Please
yeah,
try
I'd love
it.
to
Yes,
try it.
yeah, yeah.
And maybe our dreamers at home can also try it as
yes,
well.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing. And now we go on the bed in order for us to talk about more about your personal life. Hi, Miss Maria. Welcome to the Pillow Talk bed.
Yes.
And now we're gonna talk about your personal life. What about your family? So, growing up, how was your relationship with them, and how is it now as well?
Well, growing up, I was more closer to my dad, and I would go back and forth Canada and Japan. So we would speak, and I went to international school in Japan. So we would speak English together. At the house, we would speak English. But then my mom and my brother doesn't really speak English that well. So it was kind of like we had this like, how do I say this? Like not a barrier, but I would always feel easier around my dad than my mom. Because my mom and my brother, they will all be obviously talking Japanese, right? And then he went to a Japanese school, Japanese friends. So what we listened to and where we went to, everything is like very different. So I felt like really distance with my brother. And parents wise, not so close. If I would compare it to families here, but I know the culture here in the Philippines, it's like family oriented and it's like
Yes.
get together every Sunday and like that. And when I first came here, I felt that was really nice. Like it was something that we don't have that in Japan.
Oh,
So
it felt like home, kind of.
kind of, yeah. It was really. It's kind of sweet if we have that culture in Japan too. But I guess our culture is more, like I said, they're very independent. So we don't have like family gathering as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really sweet.
Yeah, but what about your relationship with them now? Has it changed, or is
No,
it kind of the
not
same?
really. It's kind of the
Oh.
same. I left the house around 17. And since then, I never went back to live with them. But we started to communicate again when I was around 20 or so.
Okay.
And just texting like hi, hello,
Okay.
happy birthday, like
Oh,
that.
at
yeah.
least you still greet each
At
other.
least, yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, you left home when you're 17, and I know
Mhm.
that you went into the AV industry when you were 18.
Yeah.
So I would love to know about the process or like the protocols that you had when you were in the agency, because I know you're very much protected by the
Very.
agency,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So can you share with us how it works?
So sometimes, well, it happened to me too, but then when you're really not in that industry or doesn't have friend that's working in the industry, people might think that the girls or even the guys, they get treated very poorly or they get like ignored. But actually that's like totally different and it's quite the opposite. And the managers, your bosses, or your whoever you work with at the studio, they really, really, really take good care of you, and they always like do these maintenances for you, and then
What exactly? Like what kind of maintenance?
well, well, they always like, for example, manager wise, they are always with you, like not 24/7, but then most of the days they're with you. They check up on you, and then if you want to do something or like after going to the office for meetings, if you want to like hang out, they will hang out with you, and they're very the hospitality was very, very good. And I think that's how they care for the girls, and that's how they not make, but then make the girls feel at home, like
Yeah.
feel more relaxed.
Yeah.
So I think I like that part very well. And if you don't have anybody to talk to, they will be there for you all the time. So yeah, it was really, really nice.
Yeah, that's good that they take care of you. And
Super.
it's basically like work also, right? You go to
Yeah,
a
yes,
company,
yes, yes,
you
yes,
have
yes.
bosses, you have
Right.
coworkers. And also, do you get tested like right before you shoot?
Actually, well, of course, yes, but it's really up to that company.
Okay.
Because of course it's mandatory, but then, like, for example, in Japan, you have all these like contract signing and all that, and then it will say like you have to do checkups like at least a week before or 2 weeks before, and they will only tell you once, and then assuming they would follow it, of course. So sometimes the company, if the company is good, the managers will like tell you the schedule. Next time you have this and that, so please get checked up, and or they will go with you to the
Yeah.
clinic. But sometimes I hear that if they're not well, when they don't really think about the girls as much, they just like tell you to go check it out only once, and then they won't even remind you or anything. So that's when the trouble happens. Like, and then the girls forget, and then all this happens, and you can't shoot it and all a mess. So
Yeah.
I think I was lucky to be in a company that they really think about the girls.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, you're maybe your tattoo helped.
Maybe,
It
yeah,
brought you luck.
yes.
So,
Maybe it is
yeah.
working.
Yeah,
It's
it's
working.
working.
It's working. Yes.
And that's nice that that's the type of protocol that they do.
Right.
But of course, in your line of work before, I'm sure that you get to experience a lot of, creepy and weird guys.
Oh yeah, a
Yeah.
lot. Oh my
So-
god.
Probably even until now.
Yeah.
So my question is like, what's maybe like the weirdest experience that you've had, or like a creepy guy like stalk you in some way?
Stalker. Well, I had a really, really chilling experience when I was like early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And so I lived in this condo near a park. And then it was quite far from the station. You would have to walk around like 10-15 minutes to get home. And then when I was walking, this is like when I just debuted. So I was like 18, 19, right? And then, of course, not knowing about how famous you are or how many people know about you or who's looking. And I was like not really caring about how do I say this? Like I don't know the English
Like,
this word, like your safety.
Yeah,
Your safety. And one day I had like my doorbell ring at 1 or 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh, in your home?
Yeah. And then it's, we have a monitor in the condo. And then when the doorbell rings from the downstairs entrance, it shows who's ringing the door. And then you can monitor everything and you
Yeah.
could decline that
Like a
too.
CCTV?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. And then first it was like all black. The monitor was all black. And then a couple of that happened, like, so a month or so, the doorbell keeps on ringing. And then it gradually, I think that shadow-ish thing turned into some kind of a figure. And then that figure turned out to be like somebody's face. And then
Oh.
I think what he was doing the whole time was like, it was like his face was like zoomed in the camera, right?
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
one day he just decided to reveal himself. I don't know why, but then he stepped back little by little, and then I could see the face, and I'm like,
Like a ghost.
Yeah, I was like, what? And I just called my manager that time, and I was like, you know what? The story that I was been telling about you at 2 a.m. It's this freaking guy, and I don't know why he
Oh.
knows my house and all that, and it's so scary. So I moved
To a different
to a different
home,
location, to different home, everything totally different area. And from then I started to take care of my privacy.
Yeah.
more.
And how do you
Yeah.
avoid like, all the stalkers and all this? So moving homes every time? Like
No, well, no, I'll be broke, right? No, but then just don't try to post whatever you're posting, not
yes.
too much, or like even if you're like posting something from your veranda or your
Yeah.
balcony, don't show it too much of the streets. And in Japan, we have like those big manholes.
Yeah.
And then every prefecture, every city you live in, they have a different design.
Yes.
And then that design,
you can know
which
where,
city you're
yeah.
living in. So those small things. And I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be such an hassle, because sometimes you forget about it, right? Or when you're eating at a restaurant, I had people, so right after I posted, like, I'm here, blah, 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 and then tag the place. Oh no, back in the day, they didn't have Instagram. That's
Yeah.
how old I am!
Back in the day when there was
Back
no
in the
Instagram. But now
So sad.
it's
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So anyways, so you just like post it on, what was there, Facebook or
Yes.
some, I don't know, internet, whatever app that they were there 20 years ago.
Yes.
So, and then they would see that, and then they would track where I am. And I had a friend who took a picture, like a selfie picture like that, right? And then I think the fan was checking her blog, and then they zoomed up to her eyes.
Oh my
and then they saw
gosh,
the
that's so
reflection from
creepy.
your eyes. And then it was her boyfriend back then. And of course, they won't say about the boyfriends in the relationship. So the fan found out about the guy and not tracked him down, but then he was like giving creepy messages to him and to her. And he's like, oh, I'm so supportive and I'm like that. And those delulu messages. And like, you never told me you had a boyfriend like that. And she would be like
Ooh.
crying. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like,
Oh my
maybe this
gosh.
is the time I should retire. It was so scary. But then, yeah,
Yeah.
those things really do happen, even though you're not in an idol.
Uh-huh.
So
Just be
just
safe.
thinking about it, it's like so
Yeah.
scary. Yeah.
Speaking of like porn and being in the AV industry, so can you share with us if you used AV
Mm-hmm.
or porn in order to be a successful businesswoman?
Yes. Yeah, like a step up point.
Yes.
Because yeah, I did. Because before I debuted, I had this in mind, and it's not like I just wanted to be famous. I wanted to build something on my own. And back then, I was working like couple of other part-time jobs, and I really enjoyed working, going out to different places. And I heard from one of the girls who was working with me telling her story about it. And she was in the industry already.
Yeah.
And she was like, once you get famous enough, you can go to like foreign countries, you could be on a magazine. Such a positive things
Yeah.
to say. And I was like, okay, so I need cash, I need to be famous, and what else do I need to build my own empire? And this is like 17, right? 16, 17, I had that image already. So I was like, okay, by the time I'm legally okay to debut, I need to work on my path for the life, because in a way she was telling me that yes, it's a very magical fantasy kind of world, but then like any other industry, once they kind of like, get not sick of you, but then, of course, there's like every year or every situation, there's a new,
Face.
yes.
Yeah.
And new, everything is different, right? And then if people start forgetting about you, that's when you have to really decide what to do, because you're just going to go downhill.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, and getting that advice. So I was like, I just did AV only 3 years. And in that 3 years, I tried so hard to go to different places, like sell my name and do whatever, like podcasts back then. No, it wasn't a podcast
Yeah,
back then.
now you are.
It was just like a radio show.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So doing those, being in TV,
Yeah,
and then
you were in commercials as well,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And
So-
also the jobs that you mentioned, you were like a Japanese English teacher.
English teacher,
Yeah.
yes, because my dad's an English teacher, and he would always. I remember him taking me to his like kindergarten, junior high classes, and I would just like sit there in the classroom and like, oh my god, that's like, wow, like it felt so magical teaching somebody something. So when I was in high school, I did that as a part-time job, teaching kids English and vice versa, English to Japanese too, of course, and did like worked in convenience stores and
Yeah.
different like karaoke bars, so many different places.
And that's the path you chose because you had a goal.
I had a goal, yes.
Yeah. And now that you're a businesswoman, and now you have businesses here in the Philippines as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So can you share with us like how that started? Is that the reason why you're in the Philippines? Because you feel like safer here to create a business?
Definitely, yes. Safer in a way, but as in like opportunities, I think Philippines has so many chances for so many people. And I've noticed like when I first came here, it was like 10, 11 years ago. And I had never been to Manila area or the city, and I don't know what to expect. I didn't know what to do. But then my friends were like, oh, why don't you just try to go to the Philippines once, see how it goes, see how like famous you are, and then decide what you want to do there. So I did. It was just like a travel quick trip, like a week or so. And then in that 1 week, I fell in love. I was like, I love the food, the weather, the beaches are so nice, people are friendly, hospitality, and all that. I was like, oh my God, I have to do some kind of business. And then when I was like guesting on radio show that time, somebody was asking me, if you were to do business, what would you want to do here in the Philippines? And back then in Japan, I had a bar. So I was like, if I could do some kind of like bar or night business or anything, that would be great. And then luckily, the boss back then of my lounge heard that, was listening to that radio, and then he was like, Maria Ozawa is here in the Philippines. He's like, get her contact number, blah blah blah, and that's how we met first. Their team and my team back then, and yeah,
The rest is history.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And speaking of love, now let's go to relationships.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Okay.
So let's start as well with, because I'm very curious as well, when you were doing AV, were you in relationships? And if you were, how was it?
I was, and it was 50-50. Mostly okay, but then it was bad too because you start to lose trust to people. And then, for example, you're out with your friends or you're clubbing, you're drinking with your friends, and then they will come to you and they're like, oh, I could buy you a drink. Let's just like, have fun, all that. And then at first I thought they were just like legit nice, right? But then when I find out, it's like just is because they're coming close to me because I'm a AV star and they just want to like, brag it to other people. And that kind of really, I felt very sad about it. And especially when they become boyfriend, there's no way I could hide it, right? They would already know. So it's always about it. I gave the choices to them and not me. Like first they'll be like, oh, I'm okay being I'm supportive, you do what you do, and then I'll support you all the way. So I was like, oh my God, finally I found the one. And then after a year or two, the guy gets stressed out. And then I had one guy, really, really weird. He would tell me that when you're going out to work, that means you're cheating on me. So I get to cheat too. And I'm like, what?
Oh,
What kind
interesting.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like that mindset, I don't get it. Like I told you that if you don't want to be with me anymore because it's stressing you out, you have to break up with me. You just can't like go ahead and make weird reasons to cheat, right? So I'm like, you know what? Just be a man and stop whining, right? And then that would always be a fight for us. But I would never blame it to them because if I was in their shoes and I was dating a male AV porn star, I can't do it. It's too much for me to deal with it. And I've never dated anybody from my co-stars because I cannot think of myself going through that with him. So
Yeah, it's a tough life.
It's a super, super tough life.
Tough job.
Yeah, super. So that's why I always explain to them, please, if you feel like very like strangled or you're stressed, you can go. But then I don't know, this guy was so weird. He's giving me so many excuses.
Yeah. And what can you say would be like red flags from a guy when you suddenly like see it from them?
Red flags.
That when you start saying that no, this is not gonna work and just break it off.
When he starts to act weird. But then when those red flags, I get to sense it in a way from the beginning of our relationship,
Okay.
and then I ignore it because I'm
You're in love.
yeah. That's
Oh,
what women do,
no.
right? And we ignore the red flags. And I know it's not good, but then I still do it because I'd rather be in a relationship than being alone because I could never do this alone. And I didn't have a parents to talk about it or, well, I had close friends, of course, but that's like very minimal people. And
It's different, of
it's
course.
very, very different when it comes to relationship. And when you're, well, any age, your partner is like your life, right?
Yeah.
So you have to, you have to like, be together, trust each other, always be there for each other. And that's the one of the reason why I'll ignore the
Aw.
big red flags. But then that was just only like few people out of
Yeah.
maybe 5 of the people that I dated.
Oh, Maria Ozawa just wants to love.
Yeah, I just want to
Aw.
love.
And have you ever felt like you were a trophy girlfriend in some relationships? Like they're kind of saying that, oh, I'm with Maria Ozawa, I'm the boyfriend. And they're just like flaunting you, showing you off to other people.
That's hard to answer because, of course, I'll be very flattered if the boyfriend's happy to be with me. But that's a risky area because if he's always talking about my girlfriend is Maria Ozawa, she's so great, I'll be like, what do you like other than that? Like,
Yeah.
as me, I mean, so what else do you like? Something like
Yeah.
that. But then I will feel very happy if he's like, um, for example, we go on trips and then he will introduce me to his parents. That's like, I'm like, wow, I made it to this
To
point.
the
I'm
level.
like, yes, right? I'm so happy. But then that's one of the reasons why I don't date younger guys because they, sorry boys, but they don't get it, right? Like, I don't think they get it. And then they're just like, how do I say this? Like,
It
the
depends on the
mentality.
intention.
I think so, yeah. And yeah, so half and half. Sometimes I feel very happy. Sometimes I feel like, really? Like that.
Okay, so it's really
I'm a very doubtful person.
okay, because well, it makes sense also, because there's a lot of trust that needs to be gained, for all parties, but especially also in your case, because it's really tough knowing what the intention of the partner is, what the guy
Right.
is,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So now you're in love, right?
Yes.
So that's really nice, and you're glowing.
Thank you.
So, can you share with us the story of how you met your boyfriend?
So it was during pandemic when I went back to Japan. We had, because here it was like lockdown, right? And then in Japan, yes, it was. We were taking it really seriously, but then we don't really have a lockdown. Like, we were just told that try not to go out. So I just decided to go back to Japan, and there I already sold my bar, but then my friend had like a small darts bar, karaoke bar. So I told him, like, can I just like work there until I figure my life and if I could go back to Philippines again? And he was like, yeah, of course. But of course it was during pandemic, so that's like 2021, right? We were really supposed to do, we had time regulations. Like, you could open until certain amount of time, and it was like maybe 7 to 10 or like 5 to 7, like that. So in that 3 hours I would like work, and then after that there's nothing to do because it's still 9 p.m. and I'm like, I want to drink.
Go out.
I want to go out, party. And then there was a bar that I used to go. That was like 2 or 3 blocks within that same area from my bar, my friend's bar. And there I met my current boyfriend. And he would be doing the same too because he was working at host clubs, and then they were more stricter than us because they were like out, and it's very popular in Japan, those like hostess and hosts. And so he would get out around the same time or earlier than me, and then they would be drinking at that bar. And then I would always see this guy with full tattoo covered, kind of long hair, and always drinking tequila. And I was like, who is that guy? Like, I want to be friends with him. So
Yeah.
I asked the bartender, which was my friend, and like, who's that guy over there and always like happy and drunk? And he's like, he's one of the, works in the host clubs and then blah, blah, blah. And then we got introduced. And from that first moment that we were drinking together, we drank like 13 hours straight.
Wow.
And who does that? Like, that's too crazy. And I was like, oh my God, I think I found the one. I like, not only because of the alcohol, but that the kindness and the fact that to stay with a total stranger for that amount of hours, like drinking, eating, back to drinking. And then he had, well, that's what he told me, but he had like no idea who I was or whatever. He just thought that I'm like a American blonde chick. Because back then I had a blonde hair. And he's like, oh my God, can you speak Japanese? That's what he told me at first. And I was like, it was so refreshing. And I was like, yes, I can speak Japanese and I can drink too. And let's be friends. And then from there, now it's like 4 years.
Yeah,
We've been together for 4 years. Thank
congratulations.
you.
And it's like the first time you met, you were just talking and talking, and it
Yeah.
just flowed well.
Yes, super. And it's kind of like a rare thing to happen. I mean, like in friendship, like I know like when you click, you know that she my best friend. Like I'm gonna be with her for the rest of my life. But then that doesn't really happen to me when it comes to guys. But then with him, when it kind of clicked, like it made sense. Like we were like endless talking about so many things, and there's not much to talk about if you don't know that person, right? But then we
Yeah.
were able to like have a blast, and I was like, oh my god, this is it.
Well, I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
And now we'll go on to who's Maria Ozawa when the lights are off?
Who is Maria Ozawa? I think I don't really have a difference. Like this is me as a human being. So whether you're with me on set or off set, this is me. Like totally natural. I didn't make any like character for business. Definitely not in the idol zone. Because in Japan, the more you're like pure idol-ish type, you get very famous very fast because that's what they like.
Like a niche.
Yeah. But there's no way I could go for the idol phase because I don't look like an idol from to start with. So I just
Really?
made.
You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, I just like I was telling my manager like I was telling him that there is no way that I could continue like faking myself for how many years I'm gonna be Maria Ozawa. I just want to go like this. This is my character. Let's just see how it happens, and if it doesn't work out, that's it. But if it works out, it'll be so much easier for me and for them too because they don't have to like act, right? It's gonna be
Yeah.
all natural. And then I guess it was okay. It was something
It worked
new.
out.
Yeah, it worked out, and it was something new in the industry too. So I was like, okay, good. I'm so lucky.
Yeah. It's the luck again.
Yes, I
And
know.
it's nice that you were just yourself.
Right. That's very, very important. And of course, there was lots of stress, like relationship wise and business wise. But I think the stress that other people have, I don't think I had that much of a stress, like character wise, because it was just like, I'm just me.
Yeah.
So,
And now what's the legacy that you want to leave onto the hearts of the people?
legacy?
Yes.
Too deep.
So deep.
So deep, so suddenly, so deep. I have to think about that. Legacy. But then when I quit the industry and started to do different like hosting gigs or any kind of events outside of Japan, I would always tell people, like my managers and the fans, that I wanted to be someone that people will always remember of. And I want people to think that not just because I was doing that industry for money or like no plans. Like I wanted people to know that if you try hard enough and if you believe in yourself, that you can, dreams do happen. It do come true. So I hope after, I don't know when I'm gonna retire or when I'm gonna quit doing Maria Ozawa. I think I won't. Like I'm such a businesswoman. I love business and I love the fact that everything is going well finally and people are noticing me more, and of course the attention and everything is like, I love everything. So I hope that people will remember me as like the girl who made it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, thank you.
Good luck with that. And speaking of business, what are your business goals now and also personal goals?
Goals, business goal. Well, of course. So here in Manila, I have 3 lounges, part-owned 3 lounges. And in Vietnam, I have 1. And I might have 1 more in Bangkok next year.
Okay.
So my dream is to, like, this is a wild dream, okay? This is just a dream. To like conquer like the whole Asian country, to have like different bars, or I don't want to waste any minute and I don't want to waste my value of my name. So when I still can travel and work around going to different places, I hope to open different, it doesn't always have to be a bar, but to leave my name in different countries. That's just my dream. Hopefully it will happen.
Yeah,
one
good luck with
day.
that. And you're on your way already.
Halfway, maybe.
Halfway.
Not even half. I don't know. But then, yeah.
You're on your way. It's
I'm
there.
on my way. Yes.
And lastly, for our last question, so after everything that you've been through, what would you tell your younger self? Like, what advice would you have for young Maria?
Young Maria. What would I tell myself? Don't be too straightforward or mean to people, and never give up.
Oh,
Because sometimes when you're too straightforward or you talk freely about what you think, people mistake that to being mean, or she's like too verbal, not good or whatever. But then I would always think, like, I kind of back down, back out of like being too verbal.
Back
like
down,
I quit saying what I felt really at very short time. And I was like thinking to myself, like, if I can't say what I feel like, or no is no, yes and no, that has to be very legit, right? There's no maybe when it comes to business. So when I was in that maybe zone for a very short time, I was thinking, wait, what was the question again?
what you want to tell your younger self? It's okay.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Let's not go to details, because I was like, what was the original question? Like, I tend to go the side road a lot.
It's okay. So never give up and just like trust in yourself.
Yes, trust in yourself, never give up, and just stay strong. Stay
Yes.
strong, and never let other people's word bring you down.
Yes.
Because that's just waste of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
thank
for sharing
you.
your story, Maria. And that's it for Pillow Talk. Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.